What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Ready to Love. Y'all, we are finally at the getaway, okay? We are at Tommy's getaway with this Philly cast, and let's go ahead and get right into it. So, of course, we go to the lounge. We have the guys there. I want to say we're down to, the final five? Yeah, I think we're down to five guys. And he ends up telling them, "Oh yeah, y'all gonna take the ladies out to this house and have a good time, but y'all really need to dig deeper." Y'all know his same spiel that he always give. Nonetheless, first of all, they must got a bigger budget, okay? Or maybe wherever they took them is cheaper than all the rest of the cities. And the reason why I say that is because number one, they had a party bus. Usually, them people gotta drive themselves. That's the first thing. Secondly, the house was big. Like, the house was very, very big and spacious. I said, okay, this is one of the nicer houses that y'all have had. While on the bus, though, we did peep Jay and Kiera. They were flirting, of course, because that's what they do. Those two are really locked in with each other. Like, out of all of the people on this show, I feel like those two have been the most locked in out of everybody else because they only have eyes for each other. Or so it seemed, okay? Now, also on the bus, we see Sahara and Cam. They looking like a cute little couple. As well as behind their seat is Rose and Hussein. I said, oh, okay, so is everybody sitting next to like their number ones? Bet. Let's see how this go in the house. So everybody, they get there, they go find their rooms. You got some people who are coupling up into the room. I said, oh, okay. Like Tay and Cisco, they're sharing a room. Deanna and Khalil, they're sharing a room. I said, oh, okay. Let's see how this play out, right? Tommy shows up, gives his normal spiel. Who cares? Here comes the mess already. We see Sahara and Jay. They sit down or whatever, and they start giving each other massages and they flirting. And I'm just like, wait a second. I know that Sahara mentioned him on the last episode saying that she liked him, but like, maybe they got some phone conversations going on that we didn't know about. Okay, because it felt like they was real comfortable with each other. So as they're over here handing out massages to each other, Kiera, she ends up seeing it. Okay. Now, for me, my thing is that we are too late in the process for this new connection. We are on episode 8. Y'all have met people's best friends. Y'all have met people's exes. There is no need for a new connection at this point in the game, okay? And if we want to be completely honest, y'all, I feel like Kiera and Sahara, they are the same girls. Like, there is no real difference. The only thing is that Sahara is what he considers to be an around-the-way girl. But to me, Kiera is the same type of girl. She just dresses it up and puts on a little makeup, okay? They give off the same vibe to me. Nonetheless, also, within that scene, what's interesting to me is that it was really Jay who was making things a lot more sexual than Sahara was. So I'm like, okay, Jay, so you do like what you see when it comes to Sahara. And I would not be surprised if his baby mama, because I don't think that that's his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, she probably give off the same energy as Sahara because it's familiar to him. But he wants to elevate, like he likes to say, he wants to elevate and get him a bougie girl like Kiera. I said, ooh, we gonna see how this plays out because the way Kiera is pissed, child, she gonna be mad all day, okay? Now, we see Rose and Cam. Y'all, why she buying him clothes? Why did that lady pull out a bag of clothes saying, oh yeah, I got you some shirts? What you doing, girl? You are not his mother. See, this brings me back to the fact that she's like, oh, I'm so caring. I'm nurturing. Girl, don't be spending your dimes on these Negroes. Are you okay? So then they talk about how both of them have connections with other people and they're going to try their best to spend time with each other, but also see what the other connections got going on. Okay, fine. Y'all, why did we see Cisco sleeping on that couch, right? And the only thing that I kept thinking was, oh, I bet he getting some good sleep on that couch. It's probably way more comfortable than that raggedy cot he living on. Oh my gosh, let me stop. He may not be sleeping on a cot, but the way that man was sleeping, baby, he was comfortable, okay? Now, I did laugh with Sahara messing with him, okay? Because I probably would have done the same thing. Sir, it is too early for you to be taking a nap with your old ass. Moving on. Now, we see Cam, Hussein, I think Angie. They were all talking, right? But there's some other people, like, sitting around. And she's like, what's the difference between being spicy and being toxic? And basically, Cam is like, well, toxic is like showing up to your man's job, busting out his windows, like all that kind of stuff. And Kiera, she's like, a guy would have to do something really bad for me to get to that point. So Angie, being the person that she is, she's like, well, what did you do for the woman to decide to like bust your windows out, right? And Cam is like, you should never get to that point. You gotta grow up, all of this stuff. But Angie, she's like, how can you tell somebody how to feel or how to react to something when you've actually caused a reaction? Like something was done for this reaction to be the result. And Angie's like, yeah, like I've busted out somebody's windows before. And she's like, if a guy want to play with her, she gonna play with him right back. Oh, baby, why she say that? Because Cam walk off. Here's the thing. Cam and Angie would never work, okay? Cam and Angie will never work because, number one, he's so busy trying to be a leader, okay? And she clearly don't want a leader like we've already talked about. I don't see that working. Also, he's the type of person that whatever he says goes. Your opinion does not matter. That's the vibe that I'm getting from him. Because the way he was like, you need to grow up and it should never get to that point. Here's the thing. Both of them do have a point. I gotta be honest. It should not get to the point where people are being toxic and busting out windows and all of that. But like Angie said, what did you do to get her to that point? And if we really want to go down the history of how a man's car got busted up, usually it's because he cheated. And how else will a woman hurt you in the same vein how you hurt her? They gonna go for what you like, what you love. Oh, this nigga love his car. He take care of his car. So I'm going to go ahead and bust that up, okay? We going to break some windows, key your car, because guess what? You got to come out of pocket to fix that now. Like, I get it. I get the concept. I've never done it. I've never had to bust out no windows or anything crazy like that. But I'd get the logic. You know what I mean? Now, while all that is happening, we do see Hussein and Rose. They're basically talking about the same thing. And again, I just feel like I don't know who Rose is. Like, Rose gives me she wants to be liked so bad that she just be throwing out she's this, she's that, all these great qualities. But I'm like, girl, where's the true Rose? Okay? Because the way she was so offended about possibly having a surrogate, I'm just like, okay, you give me the energy that you are very opinionated, you have your own feelings, but that's not how you come across in front of these men's faces. Cause like, for example, this girl gonna tell Hussein, oh yeah, cause if I drink some Henny, I turn up, like, I turn into like a total different person. Y'all give her the Hennessy right now. Because I feel like if we get that girl some Hennessy, we gonna see the real her. I'm just saying. I feel like we will see the real Rose if we get her some Hennessy right now. Moving on. Jay tries to come over to talk to Kiera. Baby, she ain't here for it. She is so pissed off about this Sahara thing because according to her, they were supposed to be locked in and she told him not to embarrass her and everybody could see them. I'm just like, girl, Are you really mad because you thought y'all was locked in? Is it that you're blindsided? Because Sahara has actually mentioned in the lounge that she had a thing for Jay, so you should have had an inkling that something was going on. Because I don't think anyone would just say that out the blue. But also, is it that you're surprised that he would be going for a girl like Sahara? That's my question. Is it more of a I'm in competition with her, like how dare you try to talk to her because she don't compare to me type vibe, or what? But we're gonna go ahead and put a pin in that. So Cam, he's over there moping. He is over there moping when Angie comes over and she's like messing with him or whatever, and he's still mad, okay? He's still mad about the conversation from earlier. He's like, I prioritize peace and how, you don't need to go out of your way to get back at people. Sir, you putting too much dip on the chip. Way too much dip. Then he said something that I cannot stand. He said, if you make a mistake, then I don't think you should be trying to get back at the person. I said, hold on, buddy. What was the mistake? If you cheat on somebody, you should feel something, okay? Like, I don't know why you feel like, because I feel like when he said mistake, listen, to me, a mistake is, I forgot we were supposed to go to dinner together tonight. We can redo it on Friday. To me, that's like a mistake. But you Negroes, when y'all say mistake, it mean that y'all be cheating, okay? Cheating was not a mistake. You did that on purpose, okay? So I really don't like the fact that he's like, if I make a mistake, you shouldn't be trying to get back at me. Oh, right. You just want to be able to make your mistake, as you like to call it, and be like, all right, babe, sorry, I did that, my bad. And she just forgive you? Would you rather that be her response? Because that's crazy if you think that's what the response is going to be. Like, honestly, I don't feel like Cam and Angie are a match. I don't feel like Angie has a match here, if we want to be honest. But if we want to be real honest, I don't think most of the people have a match here. But you know what? We're going to keep watching the show. So they have dinner together, family style, and we do see Cam check in on Sahara or whatever. They give each other hugs in the kitchen, and in his confessional, he says that, he feels like all of his connections are not 100% with him, but when it comes to Sahara, he knows that they have a close, a very close situation, so he does not mind her going out to explore with Jay. Because according to him, he knows that she's going to come back. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of confidence. But secondly, of course she can explore. Like, did you think you will be the only one out here exploring, considering you have 3 options? Sir, are you okay upstairs? Because I don't think that your mental is there. So, we then see the group play a game, and they decide to play Truth or Dare Jenga. And we only got to see, I think, 2 of the questions. First of all, we found out that Hussein was the oldest. I for sure thought it was Francisco. That's the first thing. Secondly, we saw Tay give her number 1, of course, that's Cisco, a lap dance. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm like, damn, this cast is so boring, okay? Because then they plan to go to the pool. And again, I guess nothing happened in the pool because we didn't get no footage, okay? We literally saw them in the pool, like just video, no audio. I'm like, what is this? These people are whack. We just gonna move on. Rose and Hussein, I guess they are rooming together, and she's like, oh, what color PJ should I wear? Girl, it don't matter. It's not like you actually brought lingerie or something. You literally brought pajamas. All right, let's go ahead and get to Jay and Kiera. They in the room or whatever. He like, oh, you want to go watch a movie? She like, nope, I don't want to. Ain't no TV up in here. I'm like, girl, just have a conversation with this man, okay? So y'all, at this point, they start arguing, okay? And honestly, to me, I couldn't take it serious. I'm sorry, I couldn't. First of all, once I heard that girl say boundary, I think I'm saying it right. The way she says boundary is crazy. I'm like, girl, what? He stepped on a what? But okay, wait. Let me get serious. She feels like he has crossed a boundary because, hey, we came into this being like we locked in with each other. There shouldn't be a you and anybody else. And he's like, well, I mean, we were sitting in public. Jay, that's the wrong answer, okay? To me, it seems like, number one, Kiera feels blindsided because she did not hear from you that you had other options. This whole time, you been smiling in her face, making it seem like the only person you got eyes for is Kiera. That's the first thing. But as this argument continued, because baby Jay put some bass in that voice, right? Because he's like, listen, I tried to come up in here earlier. Because keep in mind, she telling him that he should be apologizing and all of this. But according to Jay, he tried to do that earlier, but she didn't want to talk to him. I said, well, hold on now. Hold on, Kiki. The man tried to apologize earlier, yet you did not want to have that conversation. Baby, it's now nighttime. You have been upset since y'all got into this damn house. So it's been hours at this point. How long does it take for you to cool off? Because honestly, considering the situation and y'all being on a dating show, girl, y'all could have had a conversation about this. Like, it was not that deep, at least not to me. Like, it's one thing if y'all were like officially dating, but y'all are on a dating show. So he may still have some potentials out there. Now, Kiera, I do have to call you out because, baby girl, why are you not facing him to have this conversation? You out here screaming to the top of your lungs with your back turned, okay? You're practically yelling into the pillows. If you had a conversation, had a conversation. But right now, you're acting like a 13-year-old brat. Like, girl, you doing all this yelling and screaming, and I get that you in your feelings, but this just was not the right setting. It wasn't to have this conversation, okay? But moving on, it's the next day. Everybody having breakfast. Who cares? Khalil and Deanna have a conversation, and y'all, I cannot stand his hair. I gotta be completely honest. I cannot stand the fact that he cuts and gets the front lined up. Well, no, it's not that he gets it lined up. It's the fact that the too much of the front is cut, and then that's where the locks start. It just reminds me of Alien versus Predator, and it pisses me off, okay? Nonetheless, Deanna and Khalil had this conversation. Okay, so at one point, he ends up asking her, like, oh, like, what would you need a man for, basically, around your house? And she was like, you know, to take the trash out, and when, like, the paint chip, you can go ahead and repaint the walls, or, like, y'all, that's all she came up with. And for him, he feels like that is her being hyper independent. And here's my thing. Is she very independent? Yes. But also, I just want to know, what did he want her answer to be? Like, did you want her to say she wants you to kill the spiders if a spider comes out of the box? Did you want her to say she wants you to do the dishes? She wants you to cook? Like, what an answer were you expecting for her to say? That's number one. Number two, here's the thing. Yes, Deanna is a firefighter. And y'all already know, I don't even like Deanna like that. But because she is a firefighter, I feel like at this point, people just like to use that against her. Like, oh yeah, because of her profession, like, it makes her this way. I'm like, nah, I just feel like she knows how to be on her own. She knows how to be an independent individual, because as an adult, that's what you should be able to do. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I didn't like the question. Like, if I have my own place, of course my expectation is that I'm going to take care of everything in my household. If, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I got my own place, why would I be expecting so much from my man? Like, I don't know. Again, this man in his confessional, he brought up the word lead, and I just want to know, where is these niggas leading us? Where are y'all trying to lead these women to? Are you going to lead them to the promised land? Have y'all parted the Red Sea? Are you going to lead them down that path? Where are y'all leading? Because like I've said before, in today's time, a partnership is what y'all need to be focused on. I don't know where y'all keep getting this leading stuff from. Like, I get it, in the Bible it's like a man is supposed to lead and all of that stuff, but I don't understand how you want to lead, but I'm also bringing stuff to the table. Like, y'all do realize that women can get bank accounts now and we can have our own careers and all the things. We technically do not live by the same standard of the past. Like, the reason why women needed men back in the day to lead was because they could not have things on their own. So at this point, women absolutely have their own things. So we're coming into this as a partnership. Like, she don't need you technically to probably take care of the bills because she got her own money. Like, I just need to know where we going. Where are we going with this conversation? And not just for Khalil, because we've had the same thing happen with Cam. And these guys keep saying, oh, you need a man to lead you. Where are y'all leading us to? I don't understand. Maybe somebody can explain to me. So the follow-up question was, what do you want to see from me this weekend? And she tells him how he's very subtle. And basically she wants action. Like, if you go, take some time out with me, do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So now we should see some effort from Khalil, because if we want to be honest, he has been coasting this entire competition. Okay? Very much so coasting. So then they talk about what era would get him riled up. I said, era? Era. I'm sorry, but I cannot stand when people use words absolutely wrong. And I know that as of lately, people love to use the word era. It's like, oh, I'm in my pretty girl era. I'm in my soft girl era. All of that. But that was not for this question. That word did not belong in this question at all. I don't even understand why she phrased it that way. But nonetheless, he basically says he can talk out of everything, okay? He can have a conversation about it. We can talk about it. We good. It would have to be something that's blatantly disrespectful for him to, get out of character. And y'all, she went on and on about something I don't even know. All I know is that in his confessional, he's basically saying that they good as friends. They have a lot of things in common. However, there is no intimacy. There's nothing more than a friendship here. Okay? And that's absolutely okay. Because Deanna Man ain't here either. Moving on. Alright, so in the next scene, y'all, we actually have Jay having a conversation with Khalil, right? Baby, I feel like this is the most camera time we done seen Khalil have. Nonetheless, he's talking about the whole Kiera and Sahara situation. Now, according to Jay, there's nothing going on with him and Sahara. They was just chopping it up, right? But I'm just like, sir, you do realize that you had a mic on and we can hear what you were saying. You the one who was making sexual comments like, oh, don't rub me there because we're going to have to go a little bit further, or however you phrased it. You said that, okay? Also at the same time, Khalil has a point. Even though you're saying that there's nothing going on with you and Sahara, it looks like there is something going on, okay? That's another thing. But if there's nothing going on with you and Sahara, could you please go tell her that? Because she thinks that you like her. So you should go have a conversation with Sahara as well and say, you know what, even though, we was talking and chopping it up, there's nothing further for us to, talk about in a romantic way. Let's go ahead and set the record straight. How about that? Also, what threw me off was that Jay said, yeah, because, when I'm joking with my homegirls and stuff, sometimes we get a little touchy-feely, but there's nothing more to it. In what way are you getting touchy-feely with your homegirls? Y'all, Jay is for the streets. It's giving Jay is for the streets, okay? So after that, Tommy gets there, takes the men to the side, because we got to discuss who about to go home. Now, what was interesting to me was that, of course, Jay tells his side of the story of the whole situation with Sahara and how Kiera feels about it. And Tommy is like, okay, you couldn't control her putting her leg on top of you. And I'm just like, well, he could have went on ahead and moved her leg to the side if he wanted to. And be like, all right, not all that. You know what I'm saying? But no, he was inviting. He wanted her to do that. He was into it in the moment. I really hate how Jay is trying to downplay the whole Sahara situation. Because it's like, okay, if you gonna downplay it, then you should be like, you know what, I'm not interested in Sahara in that type of way, period. But if we gonna talk like that, if we won't act like that, then you need to move like that. You need to go tell Sahara that there's nothing going on between y'all. Because the way you was talking to her was definitely given that she could be one of your options. So that's the first thing. Like, I just don't understand how men can sit up in your face, flirt with you, be touchy-feely with you, and be like, nope, I'm not interested. Not at all. Like, you are interested. It probably burns you up inside that you're even interested in Sahara because you don't want that type of girl no more. Even though that's what you're actually attracted to. You want the baddie. You want the bougie girl. Okay, sir. Moving on from there, Cam, why are you saying that all three of your connections got on your nerves? What did Rose do? What did Sahara do? The only person that you had a little issue with was Angie. So what are we talking about, sir? Now, y'all, I'm going to skip right on over him talking about Rose and Hussein. Who cares? It's when we got to Angie that really threw me for a loop. Because the way he's telling Tommy the story, he made it seem like they had a conversation and she ended up walking away. I said, Angie walked away? See, baby, you just started at the end of the situation. No, sweetheart. Because from what I can recall, y'all were all having a conversation and you walked away because you started to feel some type of way. Okay? Then when she went to go check on you because you wanted to go mope around the house all day, she went to go check on you. Y'all did not agree. There was nothing more to that conversation. What was she supposed to do? Sit there and wait for her to magically feel like she agrees with you? No, see, here we go with this whole leader stuff. See, he wants it to be whatever I say is right and your opinion doesn't matter. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, then I'm going to jump on over to Khalil because he's talking about Deanna, right? And for him, he feels like she's moving at a slow pace, right? Okay, fine. What threw me off was Tommy said, does anybody else feel that way about Deanna? And here goes Cisco. I mean, she kind of standoffish. I'm just like, standoffish? Negro, you ain't never paid attention to that girl. Are we all watching the same show? The only person that you have ever been interested in was Tay. You pretended to be interested in Shanice, but really you've only had eyes for Tay. So how would you even know what Deanna got going on? And again, y'all, I don't even like Deanna. But what was that, Cisco? Then for us to see in Khalil's confessional, he said, I don't know why Deanna is not opening up as fast as I would like her to. Negro, do you hear yourself? She's operating at her own pace, okay? And if that's too slow for you, then you can go ahead and back off of her, okay? Nobody's forcing you to be with Deanna. That's the first thing. Secondly, what do you mean, at what you would like for it to be? Listen, she's her own person. She doesn't have to do things because you want it to be done. Like, again, it's the entitlement of these men. It's throwing me off. But y'all, that was pretty much the episode. We already know that the bottom two are Deanna and Angie. Maybe both of them could go home. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What did y'all think about this getaway? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.